Good morning from Sailing Nova Vita. Today we're heading up into the town to the supermarket in Gran Tarajal to do some provisioning ahead of our departure to Cape Verde and across the Atlantic. This means that we can enjoy the foods that we like whilst we're sailing in the Caribbean. Got the list? Got the money? Let's go!
What we take with us are our two small backpacks, large rucksack and a set of folding sack trucks. The sack trucks and my small rucksack go in my big rucksack, and Allyson carries her small one.
Great opportunity also to show you the marina of Gran Tarajal.
Yes, it's a lot of shopping.
And 2 bags for me. We've arrived back to Nova and shopping bags that I carried are aboard together with our rucksacks. We've already put those on board in the cockpit. Now we have to transfer some of the shopping from the rucksack into shopping bags because the rucksack is far too heavy to lift aboard.
When we store our dried goods, like pasta and rice, we always double bag it in a Ziploc bag and put a bay leaf in with it, because we found that this keeps the bugs away. This is today's provisioning run. All of our favourite things. Lots of pasta, powdered milk, tortillas. There's another crate full of dried goods over there. Another crate of dried goods here, including dried onions.
All these dried goods, which you've just seen on film, is about 250 euros, which is 210 pounds sterling at today's rate of 0.84. We've had some great finds today in the supermarket through the things that we really like. We've got tin peppers, crispy fried onions and butter in a tin. Really good. Our next job is to remove the paper and cardboard from everything that we've bought today. That's because bugs tend to live in paper and cardboard and we don't want to bring them aboard. So they go from looking like this to looking like this.
We've got our stores packed away, load of stuff in socks, tins are underneath in here. There's our inventory list of what's in the 2 compartments, beans, dried milk, etc, etc, all squared away.
We've put all our stores away now. All our provisions are dried goods that we've shopped for whilst we've been here in Gran Tarajal, all under the bunks, under the forepeak, in the aft cabin, in lockers, wherever we can fit it.
We've also built ourselves a mosquito net while we've been away, which covers the whole bed. Which covers the whole bed. And there you have it. Very simple. It's actually made from PVC water pipe and pipe clips.
Good afternoon from Sailing Nova Vita. We have just left Gran Tarajal, Fuerteventura, and we're heading to Mindelo, Cape Verde.
There's Gran Tarajal. Excellent place to come and stay. Down the coast. And we're doing our favourite thing, which is just head sail only. Got about 10-11 knots of wind.
It's Tuesday the 19th of November and it's beautiful sunny weather here in Gran Tarajal. We spent about 6 weeks here getting ready for our passage via Cape Verde across the Caribbean. We had a lovely holiday with Mum. She came from UK to Fuerteventura and we had a week in an all-inclusive holiday. Ooh! She had a fab time. Lovely to see her. Really lovely to see you, Millie. And have a nice winter in the UK.
We have just left Gran Tarajal, where we've been, as Allyson told you, for a little while, with the visit from HQ. And we're back at sea now, and I have to say, it's my favourite place to be. And I'm putting the kettle on. See you.
As we make our way slowly down the coast, in this lovely flat calm sea, there's the ferry that goes from Puerto Rosario to Gran Canaria. Lovely flat sea state, but we're not got a lot of wind, as you can see, and we're struggling with the downwind sailing. There's not even enough to put the cruising chute up. What do you say?
It's a little bit light at the moment, but it'll fill in soon.
A few hours later and the wind has decided that it might just off because there's 4 knots of wind and we are just drifting along. The head sail is not doing very much at all. It's doing its best under the circumstances of not a lot of wind, but the view is fantastic. The good news is that there's a bit of cloud around now, so hopefully we're thinking that the cloud will bring some wind. And if the cloud doesn't bring any wind, as long as we're making forward progress, that's absolutely fine with us. The interesting thing is that when we left the berth in the northeasterly 15 knots of wind, always more when you're trying to leave, as it does, as also as you're trying to berth up, it's always more. And then we came out and we were like, great, yay! Nothing. So we're just drifting along, enjoying the day. Day 1. I've just gone forward, as there's no wind, to check the sail. It's been rolled up for quite some time. So I'm just checking that everything is all okay. And as you can see, there's not a lot of wind because the hair's not flying.
It's a lovely evening, and whilst we're cruising along here, if you remember one of our Scottish videos, we had a problem with the furler jamming, which we sorted out in gear. It turns out that it was the gripper that goes inside here, the sprung piece of plastic that holds this line in place. So what we've decided to do after some research is we've taken that out, and we're going to see how this works without this bit in it.
Well, Mum, this is a little bit for you, because about there was the hotel we stayed at. We had hoped for it to be a little bit more sunny so we could actually see, but the clouds have covered the sun just for now. But that's where we went on holiday. So we said we were going to sail past it, and we are. Love to you. Tea on day one. White bean, pinto bean, green lentils, all made up into a burger. Yummy.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning on day 2. We spent the night dodging lightning storms. We've had winds between 3 knots and 25 knots, and we've been rolling backwards and forwards and reefing in and reefing out and jibing and trying to dodge lightning, which we managed to dodge one of the sails, and there's another one ahead, so we might be dodging that one again. Conditions are very nice. We've got about 15 knots of wind and there's hardly any swell. It's all going well so far. It's all going well so far, apart from the fact that we've only made about 40 miles in the last 20 hours. It's been tough going. Well, not only is there no wind, it's now raining. We've still got thunder and lightning. We're crawling along, 2 knots. We've had to fight for every mile on this passage, and I think we're nearly 24 hours in, and I think we may have done 60 miles if we're lucky. Probably closer to 50. It's been really crazy. The wind just keeps disappearing. It blows up nicely for 10 minutes and then vanishes again. Nothing like the forecast, I have to say. Right, darling, without swearing,
That would be difficult.
tell us how it's been going and how far we've gone since we left at midday yesterday, and it's now 10 o'clock today.
I think the face says it all. 40 miles since we left Gran Tarajal yesterday at 12 o'clock. It's now about 9:30 the following day. There's all wind. We've had rain more than once. Not a lot of wind at all. But then before the thunderstorms and very, very frightening lightning came, there was 20 knots, so I reefed deep at 3 reefs in the head sail, and we needed it. And we spent 4 or 5 hours dodging the thunderstorms that kept coming. And this morning we have no wind. Face says it all. Not happy. Actually, it was 27 knots because we've realised that we're on apparent wind, not true wind, because we got no speedy working log. Well, just been visited by a pod of dolphins, and whilst I was filming them, maybe might get something out of it, I saw a turtle too. Sun is now out. It has stopped raining, which is good news. We've got 12 knots of breeze from behind, from the northeast, so we're now running downwind. Nice full head sail out, flying nicely, doing about 5 knots, which is really good, and seem to have turned the corner, with the weather and the wind and the sea state. I'm on watch. John's off watch till early afternoon because didn't get much sleep last night for one reason and another, aka the thunderstorm.
We've got the Windvane up and running. Finally, we've got the Windvane to work again. It's been a bit of a task trying to get it to work, and it's taken us months to do it, but finally we've got it figured out and got it working again. Bit of a rain squall.
A ship coming up along the what seems to be quite busy shipping route. We've seen 3 or 4 so far, and now we are trying to move away from the shipping route, although the wind's not really playing very well because it's only 8 knots downwind. It's not very many. We're struggling because it's very swelly and the Windvane is not very happy working less than 10 knots, and we're having a little bit of a frustrating 5 minutes, shall we say.
You can tell we're having a frustrating time because I've torn all my hair out.
Sunset on day 2. Could be up for an interesting night because we can already hear some thunder rolling, so we've already put the tablets and everything in the oven to act as a Faraday cage just in case. Squared everything away, got the coats out just in case. Life jackets and tethers are ready for the evening anyway, and for the night because we always wear them at night, and especially when we're alone when the other is off watch. So we'll wait and see what the evening and the night's got to bring. Sunrise on day 3. It's amazing. Quite busy with lots of ships around, with a red dot heading that way, and all the black triangles are ships going up and down on their route. Head sail only still at the moment at 7:30 in the morning. 4 knots of boat speed, 12 to 13 knots of wind, nice and flat, still downwind, wind from the northeast. Beautiful morning. I'm on sunrise watch this morning. Came on about 4 o'clock this morning, and it's only just coming up, so a little bit later here. All the thunderstorms have dissipated, thankfully. It was a bit scary last night because there was just thunder and lightning all around, and it didn't make any difference which direction you were going to go in, you were still going to end up in it. So we just roofed in, slowed down, and did that. But all good.
After 2 days of very frustrating sailing and dodging lightning storms and not making any progress, the weather has turned in our favour, and we now have full whites up and we are cruising along, and it's a beautiful day. We got a passenger. It's Thursday the 21st of November. We left on the 19th at midday, so we've been going 2 days and a little bit. We've managed just about 180 miles in 52 hours. We've managed 180 miles. And once again, we are just drifting. The wind has just completely gone again. So, instead of being, well, quarter of the way there at least, we are just not quite that far. And the boat appears to be trying to shake itself to bits. So we might just have to drop the sails and drift. Because this is not good.
Well, we've turned the engine on because we weren't getting anywhere. We're going in search of some wind. We've taken the head sail down. We've just done the main just to keep it a little bit balanced, stop it rolling so much as it already is, but do a little bit less. And we're going in search of some wind. Well, it's coming to the end of the daylight of day 3. You can probably see we've still got the mainsail up, still under engine, no head sail, just motoring down, hoping to find some wind. Noisy little slammy slammers. But here's the sunset from day 3.
The sun is just starting to rise on day 4. The conditions are lovely. This is what the sunrise looks like. We're cruising along quite gently. There's about 15 knots of wind, head sail only, doing just under 5 knots. Nice and easy. Finally got into some lovely trade wind sailing. Watching the sunrise over Africa is an amazing feeling. We've got swells of around 1.5 meters. Yeah, about 1.5 meters. It's nice, lovely out here. It's been a good night. We've had some good strong winds during the night, up to about 30 knots, which was fun. We made really good progress, and I slept through most of it because Allyson was on the helm. Well, there's a good bit of entertainment for the morning. I just went to put the mainsail up and it jammed because broken sail slide. That's it. Snapped off there. But obviously we keep spares, so fixed it, and now the sail is up. Whew. After all that exertion, I need a cup of tea. As you know, we never go forward when the other person is asleep, off watch. So I was going to put the mainsail up, and I came down and woke Allyson up and said, can you just stay awake whilst I go forward? Our usual routine. So she stays awake, sits up, says yes I'm awake and all that. So I went forward and it jammed, and then broken sail slide. And not only did I have to wake her up, I also had to get out of bed, undo all her bed, because all the spares are underneath where she was laying.
So I've gone back to sleep again now. But it's our rules, and that's absolutely fine, and I jumped to and helped John, but now I'm going back for some more sleep. The sun is setting on day 4.
Here we are on day 5 after having covered just over 400 miles in 5 days.
Not very many, is it, really?
It's not very many. The wind's been very, very light. We've struggled during the day. We've currently got 5 knots of wind again. More overnight, 15 to 25 overnight, which is great. At least we make some miles then. The sun comes up, the wind's disappearing, and it's currently, I think we've seen some northeasterlies, but it's been a lot of westerlies, southwesterly. It's all a bit strange.
It's a bit weird because it's supposed to be in the trade winds. Trade winds are supposed to blow northeasterly from Canaries down to Cape Verde. Not so much when we're out here.
Nope.
But hey, I'm sure they'll fill in. We keep positive, although sometimes it's a bit but we do keep positive that we'll get some good wind to push us on down to our destination, and we are making the miles.
And we've got enough food and water on board for 4 weeks, so
Don't say it.
It doesn't really matter.
Don't say it.
I know, it's just, no, we'll be there soon.
Day 5, Saturday. Not a lot been going on today really, other than the engine. It's working very hard. No wind, 5 to 6 knots all day. Not enough for any form of sailing, unfortunately, as yet.
Saturday evening, the sun's about to go down. Nothing to report, still under engine, still no wind. We're heading more to port because there is some cloud over there, and hopefully there'll be some wind underneath it. There's some cloud out to port and ahead of us, so hopefully there'll be some wind there.